Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Sunday Build Show. You're looking at the screen going, there's a new face here, and there's some faces missing. Mr. BG's got some personal things that he's taking care of, as does Tim Ryan. And I believe that Jody has a school thing going on, if I remember right.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's a school thing he's dealing with.
Yeah, he's a school marm when not on the live.
Yes,
marm.
he is. Yes, he is.
But we do have a very special guest today. I'd like to introduce you guys to Mr. Manny from Tropical Glitz Paint. I'm sure you guys have heard of the paint. Manny, how you doing today, buddy?
Good, man. Thank you for having me on the show.
Well,
Nice.
look at there. Justin's holding up a body with your paint on it right now.
Lollipop, buddy.
What color is that?
Pineapple lollipop.
Oh, nice. Over white base?
Nope. Actually,
Or you
brown.
did silver? Really?
Yeah. Yep. Brown,
Nice.
Mr. Servicer.
All right, cool. How was the coverage on it? Because usually we do white for that white pop. Did the brown give you like a nice undertone to it?
Yeah. Yeah, it did. Gave it a nice like golden orange hue.
Yeah, because it should be like a really bright pineapple because of the white base pearl in it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I got it. It's like a golden sunset pineapple.
That looks
good.
actually. I'm gonna do a spray out now tomorrow when I get back into the store. I'm gonna do it over brown.
Well, I think that's the Mr. Surfacer mahogany, is it not, Justin?
That's the stuff.
That's it, the mahogany. So it's a lighter brown. That's actually a pretty dark color, though.
Yeah, that is pretty dark.
It is.
It looks good though. I like the way it looked. The way like the tone.
Yeah, because what happens is in those lollipop colors, it's a candy base coat. It's all Xerelic, but they're not Xerelic. It's a mix of Xerelic and titanium oxide. That's like a white pearl. So no matter what you spray, it's gonna cover up. It's not completely see-through, so it covers up the ground coat. But you still change the undertone. Like
Change that hue.
if you yeah. So it looks. That's what I was looking at. I was like, this looks like pig. Like it looked like a candy gold over like an orange or something for a second.
It does.
Well, here's that same color primer for 55, 59, 49 Merc I'm working on. That's what that,
Okay.
that's what that looks like, sanded and ready to be top coated.
Okay, so it's a gray.
Well, it looks grayish because the way the light's refracting off of the sanded primer.
Yeah, I can see the brown. I can see the brown.
There we go.
Yeah, it's more because that mahogany is almost a red, but it's not quite. It's not like an oxide.
It's like
primer.
a reddish brown. Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I feel like there's going to be a lot of paint talk on today's show. We got two paint guys.
I feel.
Yeah,
No,
right?
and you know what? It sucks because before I joined the chat, I was just working on my model, but I'm not at my house anymore. I'm at my mother-in-law's house, and I was like, I wish I had something to show you guys what I'm working on the Galaxy.
That's all good.
You know, I feel like left out.
Nah.
Well, talk to us about what it is you're working on, man.
It's one of those round 2 new kits. It's a Galaxy. I think it's a 62 custom Galaxy that comes with the options of you can put different front clips on and different taillights.
Yeah.
So I think it's a 60. I'm pretty sure it's a 62, but it had nice lines. So I ended up cutting it convertible, molding it, and I put the customizing kits to it. And then now I'm just kind of fine tuning the stuff. And then I ended up building some scratch building skirts for it. And like anything, it's like I don't put a lot of time on it. It's like an hour today, maybe an hour, a couple days later, because I'm so consumed with work. But I'm hoping I'm pretty much done. I already did all the epoxy work for it, sanded it a couple of times, and it's ready to paint. I mean, really, I'm really happy with it. So start getting it ready to do a little custom color on it.
Sweet. That's
Well,
funny.
I hope to see your spray out of the pineapple lollipop over brown in one of your Tropical Glitz videos on Facebook.
I'm actually, you know what? So I'm gonna do it tomorrow. So tomorrow I have a bunch of spray outs to do for some other stuff. And now that you threw me a curveball, I'm like, crap, this guy did it over brown. I mean, I always do it over white. But I always tell everybody, like, guys, like, play around with it and do whatever you want. You're cheap. Because I've had people spray seductive red over silver, and I'm like, oh, that looks really cool. No, it's over silver. I go, you know, it does cover up the majority of the silver flake. Like the flake won't reflect through the color,
right?
But it still has this really grainy. The metallic underneath takes away the smoothness of the pearls,
right?
So it has this little grainy silver light tone that looks great. But now I want to see it because I'm like looking at it going, I like that color. And it saves me the step from spraying candy over something, because usually I'll spray like a pearl base, like a colored pearl, and then I'll spray candy over it. And people are like, oh, what color it is? But they don't understand it's not the candy, it's the pearl base underneath that
Right,
kind of
exactly.
screws you up.
Well, I'm a coming from the figure painting world, and somewhat of an art background. I love color theory and stuff along those lines. And I like to call myself a mad scientist because I'll try shit that people won't even think about. And like if it works, great. If not, I have a vat that I soak it in and I do it again.
Yeah. If you see. So it's funny how you say color theory, because no one talks about color theory, because that's one thing I tell guys: when you're custom painting, you have to understand warm colors, cool colors, complementary colors, contrast colors, and you have to understand the color wheel, because people are like, oh man, look at that paint job. Yeah, look, it's purple, but there's a baby light blue pinstripe line through it, and you're like, how does that work? It's like because you have to understand the color wheel and what shade of blue would work with that purple.
And you have to work the contrast. You have the bright colors with a dark contrast, or a washed out accent color that's opposite of the original color that you started with.
No, but that lollipop color is actually really. I'm gonna now do a test panel that's like 12 by 24, and I'm just gonna start painting a bunch of solid colors like white, black, green. Yeah. Just go through, and I'm all right. Let's do 4 coats. Yeah, exactly. To do a drawdown on it.
Well, it looks like we got a few Tropical Glitz fans in here. Mr. Arterake is in here. He says he's a big fan.
Nice.
And I saw that Stout Creations, she's a good fan. Art from Arterake, what a great guy. He's an amazing builder. I believe he'll be at Acme this year. What a great guy. So. Yeah, he's a good guy, man. I love hanging out with him. Talking about shows, Manny and I were able to hang out for just a little bit and block a really tight laneway while we were there shooting the breeze.
Yeah, I know. Well, good thing it wasn't crowded, because if it was crowded, we wouldn't be able to get away with that.
Right. It was a good time. Enjoyed it. Like I said, it was the first time at NNL East when I met you up there. There was so much going on between STS and your booth being right next door. We got a chance to meet, but we didn't really get a chance to hang out. And yesterday was really great. Got to meet your family and your son and your wife and everybody. I thought that was a really good time. Manny's son is into military stuff. Is that right?
He is. Both of my kids are into the hobby. My son Danny likes cars. He likes mostly imports. And the Bandai robots and those 30-minute missions. So, and they're cool because I started getting to him. I go, dude, it's cool if you paint it how it is, but let's like weather it. Let's do some extra scribing, add some more detail to it. And he was doing some Dragon Ball figures, and I said, hey, you know how that figurine is purple? Then just doing a solid pastel purple, or the purple that it comes with on the plastic. Let's make a nice pearl base coat. Let's spray that. Let's spray this with a little candy. I go, so it's the same colors, but in pearls and candies, it's gonna be completely different. No one really does that. A lot of the guys in those, at least from what I'm seeing, they stick to like the pastel solid colors. I go, let's give it a little twist and see creating this other like subculture of the hobby will be really cool. And I go, and you have all the, and I told him, bro, I own Tropical Glitz, Poppy. I'll make whatever color you want just for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I have I did a star screen from Flame Toys, which it's constructed a lot like Gundam. And you remember Starscream from G1 Transformers. He's basically white with red and blue. Well, all of his blue parts I painted candy blue. Now it's before I found out about your paint, so it's Createx Wicked Colors, but I painted like his hands and all the blue stuff candy blue, all the red stuff candy red, and there's just a quality about it that's like, why does that look so awesome? I can't
exactly.
But it looks
it's different. Like a custom. Like when you see a nice custom that they don't do nothing radical, they'll shave the drip rail. It's a real soft, subtle chop. Like little things, and you're like, this car looks factory, but it doesn't. What's wrong with it, right? Exactly. That's what I told them. I go, less is more. Do something that it's so good that you can't tell you did something, but everybody else is trying to figure out what's wrong with it. Or what's different. Let me not rephrase what's wrong with it, but it's like, So he has that. Manny's into the military stuff, tanks, the 132 scale.
Yeah.
And I have him using water-based paint because I told him, I go, buddy, all I make is solvent. I don't really make water. So you're kind of stuck right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eventually make water, but it's a whole different ball of chemistry and polymers, and I'm like, man, I don't want to tie up a lot of inventory and space for something that's not really our bread and butter.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So you were telling me.
Buying. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say you
no,
were.
No, I was saying we.
My bad.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm done. Yeah.
There's a little bit of a delay. So you were telling me yesterday that obviously your bread and butter is your automotive, the one-to-one stuff.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
I mean, go ahead.
No. That's our. That's what we started our business with. We started our business with automotive paint, and we incorporated the smaller RTS for the model car guys and for the Hot Wheel guys. I actually did it. There's a gentleman out of Utah called Andy Kawahaki. I always kill his last name. He knows it. He's been with me for 10 years. He's an amazing custom painter, pinstriper. And he said, man, I wish I had smaller bottles for my buddies because I pour out little bottles for them. So I introduced the 4-ounce RTSs of the same paint that we have for the big cars, but for those guys. And it just kind of, and we never really marketed to the model car guys at all. So one day, a couple years ago, at NNL East, I got stopped and like, hey, check. I was looking at a model built by a guy called James, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, this thing looks amazing. It looks like seductive red, but I didn't know. I just looked. Later, I got stopped, and he said, hey, come check this out. Are you Tropical Glitz? I'm like, yeah, I'm Tropical Glitz. I use all your paints. He showed me the same model, and then the next thing I noticed I have a circle of guys around me, all showing me all their models. Yeah, I didn't realize how much of an impact. And then I go, I don't see you guys on Instagram. Nobody tags us. Like, I have no clue. But no, we're all on Facebook. I go, Facebook? I don't use Facebook. So I don't. Like, you know, I had Facebook. I used Facebook for my sister when she lived in Texas. So I like talk to her. And I started joining the group chats, like the forums. And I'm like, holy shit, everybody's using my paint. Right. And I had no clue the amount of feedback and positive feedback that I was doing, because when I did this, it was just as a thing to help out these guys for the Hot Wheels. Yeah, I didn't realize how many guys in the scale, the 124, 125, were using our products.
Wow. And would you say, as a model builder, it hit close to home, made you feel even better because you're a builder yourself? You said you used to build or still build.
Yeah. So it's funny. I started this 10 years ago, obviously for my son's medical needs. So, and I've been building models since I was a kid. I stopped building models because I started work on the full size cars, custom painting cars, running a body shop, owning a body shop, selling a body shop, and getting out of the business because I was like, this is terrible. And I went to work for corporate America. Yeah. And it's even worse now than what was back then, because back then you had one color, maybe the most complicated color had 2 variants. Now I'm seeing stuff that comes out with 7 or 12. So I don't know how guys can do it.
Not just that, but also 4-stage reds and 4-stage grays. Like what?
Back then it was really simple, but it's more complicated. But what was crazy is I got back into the hobby again. Right, I was at Detroit. And I bought a little resin model kit from Jimmy Flintstone, and I painted. I haven't painted in 20 years a model. And my wife was telling me, it's crazy how God brings you all the way around, full circle to how you started this.
Amen.
And one of the reasons I started cars, I started with model cars. And model cars got me into the actual cars and building cars. And full circle, I'm back doing model cars, and now I'm like, really leaning into the modeling community a lot to try to help as much as possible, because like guys are like, oh, this is not my thing, you know. I like it as a hobby, so it's almost like I'm doing this as a pet project because I love to give the opportunity. Because back in the day, I had to buy half-pint cans, decant spray cans, and you only need a couple ounces for paint for a model. And if you're really good at painting, like that's why we're coming out with 1-ounce bottles, because I spray a model car with a 2-ounce RTS, I shit you not, I may be using half an ounce. Like the bottle is all there. So I'm like, this is too much paint. So now we're gonna start doing a 1-ounce RTS to kind of. Plus, I noticed that guys in NNO East, I had some guys say, "Hey, can you do a smaller spray can?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I could, but the spray can the empty spray can costs me more than the big can because it's more expensive to manufacture."
Oh, wow.
So I started to think about it, but I realized, you know what? The amount of paint is in the can is a lot less, so it's a more comfortable price point because a lot of guys that build they're on a disability check.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
They're on a limited budget, and they still want a hobby. So I'm like, man, I wanted to do something different to see if I can help them enjoy it. Still, like enjoy at least the custom colors or the colors that we make, but a little bit more price point sensitive for them.
No, sure,
that's really cool. I didn't realize that you did rattle cans.
He does.
Yeah, we do over 6,000. We do between 6,000 to 8,000 spray cans a month that we manufacture.
That's awesome.
Well, no, not manufacture. What we ship out of the store. So we manufacture every month, maybe 10 or 12.
Yeah. Wow.
So we do a lot of spray cans.
I have, and here's a thing that Manny maybe could lead into, but that dart that I did, the yellow one, that's Manny's yellow submarine.
Yeah.
He has
that's one of the solid colors.
Yeah. He has a matching metal flake for it that comes in a rattle can.
No kidding.
And I use that. So yellow submarine metal flake that went out right in it. So it comes in a big rattle can.
Yeah.
It's a lot more than what I needed, but
so you've used it. So does it spray? Do they spray like a Tamiya can real fine, or do they spray like an actual automotive spray can?
It's an automotive spray can because Tamiya is an alcohol water-based system.
Yeah.
So it's very thin in millage versus it's like spraying lacquer. Tamiya and lacquer, because it's all solvent. It's the same consistency where when you get into a polyurethane, there's a little bit more body to it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And what his cans do offer is correct me how to say it correctly, Manny. There's a big spray and there's a little spray. There's like a big fan spray, and then you can turn the nozzle, and it doesn't pump out. So you're not running into the Rust-Oleum thing where you're putting 10 layers of paint down in one coat, right? You're just it slows the paint down or it makes it smaller.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with it because I know that the big spray cans, say like a Duplicolor, the big automotive cans, they lay down heavy. You got to be real careful. So I was just wondering if it was the same way.
No, not like that though. The Duplicolor, what happens with the Duplicolor is owned by Sherwin-Williams. The resin that they put in that is a little different because that's just made for that spray can area, right? And then it's really price driven. So the stuff that you're getting is the same inner coat that we use for the 1-to-1. So it's not as heavy as the Duplicolor. Plus, it's a different chemistry because polyurethanes are thin by nature. Not as thick as the acrylic urethane like the Sherwin-Williams stuff. Or like PPG Deltron, and things like that have a lot more body to it.
Yeah, nice.
So prior to ever having met Manny, had bought some stuff from him, but never having met him or met his people. That's not me. Yeah, it is. Sorry. Phone. I was
real quick. I got to go grab my wash out of the dryer. I'll be back in a few.
All right, buddy.
Hey, good luck. Hopefully nobody stole.
Right, nobody stole your stuff in your purple.
They can have my underpants.
So I bought the paints and stuff from Manny, and I had messaged them about the powder because they have metal flake in powder. And I was like, can I run this through my airbrush? And literally they were like, no, this is not for your airbrush. You don't want to use this in your airbrush. It's going to clog your airbrush up. We recommend that you either buy the rattle can or that you buy the metal flake gun. And even with that, they told me, even with the smallest flake, it's still going to be off scale wise.
It is
to the car. And I ended up using it on the dart. I made a terrible mistake when I did it, but I don't know if I ever told you this story, Manny, but that dart that you saw was sprayed with the rattle can metal flake, and my dumb butt didn't know any better, and it was all textured, so I started sanding it down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and you killed the color.
I killed it.
Well, if you would have done it in chrome and candy over, you wouldn't have an issue because you can't. There's nothing anodized on the chrome. The chrome is part of it, the plastic.
Yeah.
But the color stuff, you'll sand the color right off. And you learned, took it to silver.
I learned. The car still looks okay, but it could have been much better if I just cleared over.
What color was the flake?
The same color as the. I was trying to get that yellow.
The yellow, right?
Yeah.
Then don't even worry about it. You wet sand the clear, mist on some yellow candy or gold candy. Boom, done.
Sweet.
There you go.
Well, like I said, I learned later on after reading the articles that are the descriptions and the how-tos in there. They're like, don't sand it because you want it to stand up. You want it to be you want that flake to be in all different directions so it reflects the light.
For the 124 is a little hard. We do have something I'm coming out with a large particle pearl and a very, very, very small metal flake for the 124 scale that it's more size appropriate, right? Because the ones that you guys are using, the 004 on the scale, it's going to look like it's a 0.15 or 0.25. Like it's going to look like a jumbo flake from the, so if you're looking for like an old school gasser that had that big jumbo flake on the roof, that'll be right. But if you're looking for a little tighter sparkle, way bigger than your metallic stuff, we're going to have something that's going to be airbrush friendly. You just can't overload it, because if you're going to shoot it out of a 0.5 airbrush and you overload it, you're going to see the airbrush is going to struggle. It's going to clog up. It's not the end of the world. You're just going to have to dump it, flush out the airbrush, pull the needle and all that.
Gotcha.
But get a little Harbor Freight, like a Mickey Mouse Harbor Freight touch-up gun, those little $12 purple guns.
Yep.
Dude, that sprays. I have an Awada, but I also have it because for the, when I do patterns on the real cars. But I tell guys, then buy a $380 spray gun. Just buy a $12 touch-up gun. Yeah. You're going to kill it. It's going to look amazing on the model.
Understood.
Yeah, I use a cheap. I don't use an expensive airbrush either. I have a Pache H. It's like a sledgehammer, right? Dual action. It sprays all the time. Never a problem with it. It's simple.
You shoot automotive paint through it, or just your acrylic? Like, are you shooting like a Tamiya paint through it?
Well, so I'm mostly like scale finishes and stuff like that. Like ready to use airbrush paint that you get. That's so far all I've really shot through it.
Okay, cool.
2K clear, but
really? So when you run lacquer thinner to clean it, you never had an issue with the airbrush, like the because usually the Paches are all meant for like airbrushing water-based stuff. So when you run solvent, the rings inside swell and they end up failing.
I have not had a problem yet.
Well, I'll check that out, because I've always used a Wada. Even the affordable Wadas. The Wada makes airbrushes you can buy for $80. I don't know what the price point of the Paches are, but I have a couple old Badgers and one Pache. The Badgers I still use. The Pache it fell apart on me years ago, and when I looked into it when I got older, Paches were meant for it. They're really, really big for airbrush artists, for t-shirts. When you go to the fair and you see the guys doing that's all they do. But the moment you run solvent through it, forget about it.
Huh. Yeah, and Tim Ryan actually shoots with the same airbrush I do. And
he's amazing.
No issue.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into it now after we're done with this to see if Pache came out with like a more heavy duty solvent resistant version of it. Because I've always known Pache just for water base.
It could be. So I've only got into using. I was a big rattle can guy. I only started using an airbrush a couple years ago. So it very well could be something new that they've come out with, or something they changed. I'm not sure. Realistically, I'm still like a 60% rattle can, 40% airbrush kind of guy as it is now. So
it's convenient, man. For certain things,
it is.
I tell guys, like, I do it, but if you think about it, like when I spray this stuff, you gotta take apart the gun, clean it with lacquer thinner. Like it's the process where a rattle can, you just shake it, shoot, all right, done. You can wipe off, the tip to make sure you don't have any dried up stuff later. Yep. Put it on the shelf and call it a day.
Exactly. It's probably, I should probably kind of go more toward the airbrush, but like you said, convenience. And once you're like used to doing something, it's easy for me to just grab that rattle can.
Totally.
That's what I do with my primer. I try to keep those Mr. Surfacer primers on hand in rattle cans so that I could just Hit it with a primer and let it kick.
Bro, that's all I do. We make an acrylic primer, not as thin as the Mr. Surfacer because that's a lacquer primer. I'm gonna be in his avenue real soon because I have a good formula cooked up for a lacquer primer. That's hot, so it bites into the plastic.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. You don't lose the details on the cars, right?
Yeah.
So
you can make it lay as smooth and fantastic as Mr. Surfacer 1500 Black. You will make a fortune.
Brother, it's not even the fortune. I think it's not even the fortune. I think it's more of like when someone goes, bro, you made a really good primer and I stopped using Mr. Primer. Listen, these Japanese guys take a lot of pride in what they do.
Absolutely.
They culturally, failure is not an option because it's the things like you fail, you ruin our family. That's the whole.
They're very deep.
So so I just want to make it out of like brownie points, you know. It's not even the money. It's like you say, Manny, your primer's kicked ass, bro. I stopped using my Tamiya or my Mr. Surfacer. I'm like, all right, I did that.
There you go.
So,
well, you know, you're onto something because the big scuttle right now is that Mr. Hobby stuff is going away in the United States.
What do you mean?
So,
why?
Like their clear coats, their UV cut clear coats and stuff like that, and some of their other stuff is disappearing. And the rumor is they can't get it into the country anymore. So for whatever reason,
that's crazy.
I've heard that.
If you're going to come up with a primer and stuff like that people can get
right here in the United
States, you're going to, whether you want to or not, you're going to make a fortune.
Dude, I have it's not the target because I told everybody raves about this Mr. Primer and I'm like, Mr. Primer, Mr. Hobby, and I went down this and I'm like, maybe Tamiya is owned by maybe Tamiya owns Mr. Hobby, Mr. Primer. And then I looked into it, and it's a whole separate company, but it was just a coincidence. They're both from Japan.
Yep.
And I have the stuff, and I'm like, man, this stuff is really thin, and it's hot. And all right, cool. All right, I know how to make this. I just need to make sure it doesn't have a lot of pigment load, so it doesn't kill the it doesn't really fill in your details. So when guys don't need to do a lot of body work, because we have an adhesion promoter, but it's funny because I need to explain a little better because we sell it in the 1-to-1, but it works perfect for the scale because the adhesion promoter, what it really is transparent primer. There's no resin. You can spray this stuff on and you think you're spraying lacquer thinner. It's ultra thin. There's no body to it, but you don't have to worry about your plastic ever delaminating because it's the same thing. When you guys are spraying, when we all spray, even myself, if I'm spraying Mr. Primer, right, that Mr. Primer Surfacer, you're not sanding your model. So in the collision world, that's a big no-no. You got to sand the surface to have a mechanical bite. Mr. Primer or Mr. Surfacer works because it's a lacquer base. It's hot enough that it just melts the plastic a little bit to pinch, bite into it, and that's it. Then that's how you have that perfect adhesion. So if you get that model car, dip it in your purple whatever that purple degreaser. I did it. Or you put it in .3 brake fluid. You take it out. Now your plastic's not even that smooth anymore because that Mr. Primer gave it a really micro etch for it to stick.
Yeah, that's a true story. I'm dealing with that myself right now.
I have a 5-gallon bucket of Mr. Purple or that purple powder because I screw up paint jobs consistently. But
I used it for the first time. It wasn't bad. It took forever. I'm just old school. I used to do .3 brake fluid and dip it in, come out.
Yeah,
and you just don't dip a resin model in there because you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it out.
Nope.
So our good friend Irv was asking about 2K Clear. I got his question pulled up here. He wants to know about 2K Clear. I have a little bit of experience with it because I've bought your SPI stuff. But if you want to talk about your 2K Clear.
So we have 2K Clear, the SPI production clear, right? That's awesome. Then we have 2K in a spray can. And I tell a lot of guys is once you activate that, you got to use it. You got 24 hours to use it because if you don't use it, you lose it. So you got to have a couple of things lined up, like maybe a couple models lined up. But we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard. But I tell guys if you
we do that.
You guys, don't. So maybe I don't do it because I spray I rather spray all my 2K Clear out of a spray gun.
Well, yeah.
So I just go to work.
I just meant the multiple models at one time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? So I used to do that as a kid. I don't do it now. Now I treat the models like my real cars. Like if I'm gonna work on one, I work on one, finish it, and go on to, because then I become like a car whore, and I have 20 projects at the same time, and I just don't want to be there. I already have that with the 1-to-1 cars. I don't want to do it anymore.
Right.
So I do that mainly because I'll get to a stage where I'm not ready to paint, but I have time to go to my bench, so I will go and start a new kit, start building, and then before I know it, I've got 4 in line for paint, and then look, Saturday I'm painting.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so we have, or like to go back to the question. So we have the 2K clear and spray can. We have the production clear that's from SPI, but it's a quart, so it's quite a bit. But when you make the math, I think it's like $42-$45. You make the math per ounce. By far, you're blowing everybody out of the water. It is so much more affordable. And then we're gonna end up offering in a glass jar 2K clear for the hobby guys. So it's gonna be, I think it's like a 50 ml bottle, 50 or 60 ml. So I don't know what that is in ounces off the top of my head, but it's for the guys that maybe don't spray that much, and you'll die before you go through a whole quart of clear,
Yeah.
because it's a lot of product, and you don't need a lot.
I bought the SPI, the quart, and the activator quart, and I'm going to show you the back.
Oh, you bought the universal. Bought universal. That goes really long. That's half a gallon of sprayable material, dude.
So I'm going to keep the bottles backwards because there's another name on the front. But this is the bottle. This is the bottles I moved it into. So I take it out of the big jugs and move it into here. So I'm only opening the big jug when I need to fill the little ones. These are the ones I open and close all the time as I'm building. So if one of these hardens up because I left the cap cracked or something stupid, then it's not. I don't have to worry about losing the whole product. But I've got.
Okay. Good. I'm gonna teach you something with that.
Okay.
The clear will never go bad. The activator goes bad because it's moisture activated. I saw cyanide the moment it gets moisture. Real simple. Go to Office Depot. Go Amazon. Order a can of keyboard cleaner. Okay. Spray it in the can. Close it. It's an inert gas. That's all you're doing. You're pushing the moisture out. Inert gases are heavier than air. So what it's going to do, it's going to drop all the way down, push the air out, and you put the lid on it. And you're done. That'll last you forever.
Nice.
When that is all getting packed, even when I pack my own isocyanide products, we have a big tank of what is the gas that we use? Shit, it's welding gas. Yeah, nitrogen. Yeah, but it's my air argon nitrogen mixture, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's an air gas. It's not flammable, but you blast it in, it pushes the air up, and you're never gonna have that activator go bad on you, even on the little one either.
That's cool.
So sorry to interrupt. I just had to throw that out because a lot of guys and I go, just put it in inert gas, and you don't have to go crazy. Keyboard cleaner is compressed inert gas.
Just be careful spraying it in there.
Oh, don't put it up. Oh yeah. Don't put it upside down because it's gonna freeze everything in there. You don't have to put a lot, just a little bit. That's it.
That makes perfect sense because like nitrogen, I've worked with nitrogen and argon as a fabricator. Worked with nitrogen and argon for the welders. So you're right. It absolutely weighs more than air, so it's going to push the air out. So once you put the lid on, there's no air in there, hence no moisture. Yeah. Makes perfect sense.
Even if you put a little bit, right, and you don't get all the air out, it doesn't matter. Now it's a cushion, so that moisture will stay on top. You have that cushion of gas, and now you have your activator. It's never gonna go through it, so you're still fine.
That's awesome. That is awesome. See, I never thought of that. But so talking about building, I know that I heard your story yesterday, and I think the guys in the chat and definitely Justin and Jason can relate. So you would think Manny from Tropical Glitz, he's got a big fancy paint booth that it's all science and whatever. Where do you mostly? I heard you tell the story last night. Where do you mostly paint your stuff?
Right there
in the backyard, just like everybody.
In the backyard. In the backyard. I got kicked out of my house. I can't paint anymore. I used to paint my real cars in my backyard. Like I have a garage, and then my wife became hypersensitive to smell of paint, so I can't do anything. So I moved all my tools, everything to work, and we have a booth. But I get cleaner paint jobs in my backyard because when I turn on my booth, even if I put it to like the lower setting, it's just moving a lot of air versus when I'm just spraying out here. I don't really got nothing moving. It's just it sprays and it just overspray just floats in the air and that's it. Versus in the booth, I'm trapped. It's moving air. It picks up some garbage. It sucks.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I thought it was pretty funny when we were talking about it, with Matthew. You're like, nope, just spray the ground a little bit with some water, shoot it out there in the backyard. I'm like, this guy owns a paint company. He does like the rest of us fools. We're just out in the backyard.
Dude, well, you know what? I don't want to West End and buff. I don't even want to West End and buff real cars. You think I'm gonna do that to a model? So I try to lay it out like glass, and how it is how it is. I'm done.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, on the other hand, has taught me, and I do it too. He has a very extensive wet sand.
Yeah, you shake your head if you heard what I go through.
Well, tell me, I seen it, and it's like I bought the stuff. I try to do it.
Yeah.
And I looked at it. I'm like, and I polished it. I'm like, oh, it really looks smooth, but then it's not really glossy. And I'm like, all right, fuck this. I'm gonna sand it and re-clear it. And I re-cleared it, you know.
Right.
Better to get it out of the gun than it is out of the polisher.
Right.
Yeah, I took it all the way to 12,000, and I did a little Dremel, and I told my buddy, I'm like, man, I feel like this thing's just gonna shoot right out of my hand, and I'm gonna destroy the model. And I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to do this.
Yeah, I do. I don't use a Dremel. I do everything by hand, but I do start at 4 and go to 12, and then I've got a 3-stage like hand polishing compound that I'm doing it now actually. Yeah. So I mean,
is it like special compound? Because I use car compound, like the same compound I'm using to polish my real cars. Yeah. I'm using like.
So I was told that I should be using that too because it would be cheaper. But yeah, I have this Gravity Colors hand compounds. Okay. So it starts at coarse grade, goes to fine grade, and then I've got a third finish grade.
Okay.
And then so I've been told Jody, actually the guy that's normally on here, he does really well with his paint. He's like, dude, I just have a McGuire's compound.
Yeah.
What are you doing? He's
like, that's what I do.
Yeah. So, but it's my process. It's relaxing.
I mean, if it works, yeah. Oh, it's like sanding for me.
Yeah.
Sanding a real car is really relaxing.
Yeah.
So you guys are nuts.
That's going to say that's my.
No, bro. I love it, dude. I'm a body guy. I got my ASE in non-structural collision before I got my certificate for painting cars. So body work and welding. Body work is really my thing, big time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I enjoy the fabrication part of it, like the making things fit, designing, building, or in the model car case, kit bashing. We talked about, what I'm working on here with this one, with the Pacer. I blacked out, I filled in the back windows, and then the flares that are on it are off a Shelby Cobra that I just cut them off with my knife and grafted them on there. You can see the flares on there now. So I took an already too wide car and made it even wider, but that's besides the point. Yeah. But for me, the fabrication part of it was my favorite part. But I have probably got at least 60 hours in this thing, 5 coats of 5 coats of primer. So every time I shoot it with primer, it's a little better than the last time, but I end up finding a blemish that I got to sand out. And that is by far my least favorite part of doing this work is that sanding.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Dude, I love it. It's my wife goes, how do you do it? I go, I just like it. And I used to do, I don't know about you guys, but growing up, I used to do baking soda and CA glue for filling.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the guy did some UV glue. UV glue. What the? So I bought that. And my UV glue, I go, wouldn't I just use the same UV resin for UV printing? And I started to use that. And I was like,
mind blown.
Better than body filler. I didn't have to wait for filler. I do all my big gaps with that, sand the crap out of it. It doesn't shrink, so that's awesome.
Yep.
And then I just do a little 2K putty over it. And I grew up using like lacquer putty and 3M products and stuff, and they look great. And then a couple months later, it just all shrinking. You're like, oh shit, the model looks like crap.
Yeah, you got to let that shit sit for like a week before you sand it.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. No, but now I have adult money, like just like you guys. Now, when I was
Yeah.
growing up, I didn't have it, so I bought like growing up, they used to say about dehydrator,
Yeah.
dehydrator. So I bought one. I'm like, all right, let me fucking give this a try. What a game changer! Because when I'm
Yeah.
spraying my acrylic primers,
Mm-hmm.
usually I had to put primer, leave it alone for 2 or 3 days, because if you sand it, it would be gummy. And now you put it in there, you put it 115. You say, all right, I'm gonna put it in here for 2 minutes. Dude, it comes out. You can sand it right after 2 minutes. I'm already sanding it, and it's not gummy. It's completely gassed out. And I was like,
mind blown.
Yeah.
Because that's another aspect of having multiple kits going at one time, is you could prime something, throw it in the dehydrator, and just let it sit, and then move to work on something else while it just sits there.
yeah, I think my ADD will just get sidetracked. Yeah,
I think we all have that in this hobby, at least at some level. At least at some level.
Yeah.
But no, I've got one that's a food dehydrator, but it's like 10 inches by 10 inches. So
that's the same one. That's the same one I have, but big. I bought one on Amazon. It's a food it's exactly like a food dehydrator, but it's pretty big, bro.
Yeah.
And I've been using it. I'm like, damn, this is actually awesome for like 1K primers and 1K clears to speed up the process.
Now, would you say that's your?
You can even put your 2K cleared car in there and bake it clear like they do in the 1-to-1s, and leave it in a cool, the warm, dry place.
You know, it's funny. I'm glad you said that. So my buddy, he's building. We all have 1-to-1 cars, and he's building a '59 Brentwood. That's a '59 Impala wagon, right? Or King. I think it's called a Kingwood. It's a fully loaded one. And we're on it because I'm part of a lowrider club. So he's there. And then they're like, you're supposed to be working on our real cars. I haven't touched my '68 Caprice at all. I shaved the handles and it's there. So he's like, Sunday I'm doing this and that. And I go, got my car in the oven. I got my car on the bake cycle. And I send him a picture of a model car that's in the little dehydrator, showing it in the bake cycle. Because he's a collision painter, so he works at Sawgrass Ford painting the cars. Okay. And he always puts all his cars in cycle, in a heat cycle. I go, bro, when I worked at the dealership, it was dry when it dried, and that was it. We didn't have that luxury back in the day. So it was kind of funny that. But I've done it before. Oh, really? Yeah, you guys did a lot, bro. You guys still do a lot. Caliber has really bought up so much space in the industry now. It's not even funny.
We have 1,900 shops across the country.
Yeah.
So Manny, did I see right at STS's booth here yesterday that there might be a scale specific product coming from Tropical Glitz?
Yeah. So I announced it in New Jersey at NNL East. It's called Scale Down. Originally we called it Down to Scale, and then we decided to change the name because they were just to avoid any issues with people. So it's called Scale Down, and it's exactly what it is. It's 1 ounce bottles, RTSs, little small spray cans, a little bigger than the testers, because I think testers is 200 mLs, and we're gonna come out with a 300, so it's a little narrow tall can. And then we're gonna be coming out with it's still obviously it's owned by Tropical Glitz, but none of the Tropical Glitz colors cross over to it. Maybe some, not all of them. But we're gonna make a whole new line of like solid colors, engine colors. Most probably we'll do some camouflage colors, OEM colors.
That's
the
awesome.
Same factory OEM colors, but with a smaller particle. Because what happens is the original stuff from this. I collect old vintage color books. So I have color books going back to 1942 or 45.
Wow.
All the way up to like when all the big manufacturers discontinued. No one makes color books anymore. Mm-hmm. I have everything. Doesn't matter if it's Acme, it's RM, Sherman-Williams, old PPG, the old DuPont, single stage stuff. So I want to make a lot of old school colors, but with a smaller particle size, so it's to scale. And then from there, just have fun and make stuff for the community and for guys not to break their banks. Because that was another thing. When we looked at it, I looked at everybody in the space. And I looked at price point, and I'm like, damn, it's not expensive, but it is expensive per ounce. You know what I'm saying? Because you're paying for when you buy an ounce of paint, you're not getting an ounce of paint. Like you are and you're not. It's half an ounce of solvent that evaporates. That's normal.
Yeah.
Half an ounce of paint. And I started looking at everybody. I'm like, man, I know for a fact we can do this way better. But then at the same token, I'm not here to kill other guys because there's guys that I bought from when I was a kid that's their main source of business.
Mm-hmm.
So I can do the same thing and price point it to their price, but I also feel like it's I don't need to because it's not really like my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people that are going to buy from us no matter what. There's people that are going to buy from them no matter what. Yeah. So it's like one of those fine lines because I don't want to screw up the space for the other guys, if that makes sense.
If you can fill a gap, that's one thing. Yeah, to fill a gap.
We're going to totally. Yeah, no, totally. Because I'm being careful with it because I don't want to. There's guys that they make OEM colors and they'll give it to you. So I don't want to really go. I want to kind of go in there, but not 100% because I don't want to kill their business, and then I don't want to put them on their business because it's not fair. That's not my point. I just want to give another avenue for the hobbyist to have another choice to say, okay, well, let me check this out. I like this. That's why we really stick to polyurethane. We don't go into like single stage and stuff like that because we don't want to mess everybody else up. Mm-hmm. Plus, I like polyurethane. Base coats are really easy for me. They're thin. They don't build up. You don't lose detail on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are coming out with a whole model line.
So is that coming like this year, you think? Or
yeah, I think so. So right now, I'll give you guys the heads up. We're currently purchasing the building we're in. So it's 30,000 square feet that we're purchasing. And then we're waiting for one of the tenants to be out. We gave them a 30-day notice because his lease was up and we're like, hey, dude, we're not going to renew your lease. So he leaves at the 18th of this month. So I'm hoping by September because we bought equipment for filling the bottles. So RTSs we sell every month between 5 on the 4-ounce bottles we sell like 800. So like depending, some months are better than others. We'll do 1,200 bottles in a really good month, and the slow season is like 800 that we sell physically leave the store. The 2 ounces sell even more. The 2 ounces we're selling anywhere around 2,000 bottles a month.
Wow.
So we're expecting that the 1 ounce are going to do really well. So we bought a fully automated filling equipment where you just load it up with bottles. It fills it with paint, puts the top on it, screws the top on it. The top already has a little seal, and then it goes through an what is it called? It's not info. It's like a thermal heating thing that it heats. So it's just like when you buy your medicine and it has that little seal. Yes. And if you ever bought any of our paint, our RTSs come with a little foil seal, and it does that whole through process. So it can fill 32 jars in 3 minutes.
Wow! Cow, that's cool.
Yeah. So it just takes a big footprint. It takes 18 feet in linear space and another 8 feet in width. So we're kind of waiting for the space, remodeling the space. So I'm really shooting for, if it's not at this last quarter of this year, like around September, it would be the beginning of next.
Nice. That's awesome.
So that's really what's holding us up, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The chemistry's done. The color, we're going to start with a couple of simple colors, and just as we continue to go, introduce more, not to kind of like overwhelm everybody. Because I can show up day one with like 88 colors, but then it's not going to be convenient for me nor for people, because sometimes you give people too many choices, they get overwhelmed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, vapor lock.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, our good friend TJ said, a gentleman, talking about you, Manny, said, a gentleman businessman. When are you going to run for president?
I don't want to comment, but we already have the best president we need, bro. So.
Whoa, there you go. We put it out there.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. No, listen. Bro, thank you. I appreciate it, but I think I will be a terrible president. I like color way better, dude.
Stick to. I know I'm going to stick to what I know, and it ain't being a president.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, no way, not at all, dude.
I was the president of my own company, and that went belly up. So I probably don't need to run the country. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. Like I said, I personally found you the first time on your I believe it was either Instagram or Facebook stuff, and I really liked the little clips that you do, and you got your I can't call his name now, the guy that was you were doing you were showing like one color and another color, but it was basically you, but it has two roles. I can't, you know what I'm talking
Mr.
about?
Glitz.
Mr. Glitz, that's him, yeah.
Mr. Glitz, my alter ego. Well, my wife says Manny's actually my alter ego. Mr. Glitz is who I really am.
Nice.
That's funny. Jim from Scale Custom says he absolutely loves tropical glitz paint.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Jim. So you guys are on PTs, right?
PTs?
Yeah, PCs, like a computer monitor?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I'm on PC, yeah. So it's a little bit bigger. I can see the chat better. Yeah, that's why we try to highlight it when I click on one. Like we'll click on this one, so it pulls it up at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, I'm on my phone, so I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I did that for years. I was a part of another show that comes on Thursday nights, and for years, for a couple of years anyway, I ran it off my phone. And as the producer and the guy that was at that time doing all the work, that phone was just too complicated. So to get on the PC, just makes everything bigger. Now, your face to me is bigger than my phone screen, and then Jason, Justin, and then myself are all the same.
I can't see shit, bro. I have to go like this to kind of see what you guys are doing.
That's it. I feel you. I'm in the same boat. I'm 55 and I can't see jack. I have to put my beer goggles on when I'm doing my sanding so I can see what I'm doing.
Right. Yeah.
So you get a chance to go to a bunch of shows. Like I said, I saw you up there at NNL East. I saw you here this past week, but you were talking about you travel all over going to the shows.
I've been blessed, honestly. As the company's grown, we've been able to have the leisure of traveling all over the country to different car shows, coast to coast. So I can be, now I'm kind of hanging out, so we don't really have anything going on now. But in the beginning of the year, I've traveled from California, and I'm done with California, get on a plane, and I'm flying from California to Kentucky. Then from that flight, then I maybe go somewhere else or come home. So I've done shows that are back to back. So when you saw me in NNL East, I drove to NNL East. And why did I drive to NNL East? Oh, because I didn't have anybody to ship my display to. Like that big LED wall.
Yeah,
right.
So I drove NNL East, drove back down. I was in Miami for 3 days. Then we got on a plane, flew to Sacramento, California for the what's the name of that show? Autorama? Yeah. The Sacramento Autorama. I was there to Autorama for like 4 days. Flew to Texas, met a customer in Texas for, that was real quick. And then from there, I flew to Indiana, and I was in Indiana for a chemical show, trade show. And then I was there for 4 days, and I flew home. So I was traveling. Since you saw me in NL East, I was only home for 3 days after that. Everything else I've been traveling.
Wow.
The good thing that's cool is like when I go travel, we make it a point to check out different car museums, right? So like when I go to Detroit for Detroit Autorama, we'll go to like the Gilmore Museum. It's an amazing museum. The Gilmore, by far, hands down, gorgeous. We checked out what's the other museum? I'm terrible for names. There's another museum that's maybe like 5 minutes away from Detroit that's really good. So I've been able to check out a really, really great collections of car museums all over the country, and still check out car shows too, and go antique shopping. Yeah.
Nice.
But I've been blessed, dude. I mean, a lot of hard work, but God's been good to me and my family. He's given us the opportunity to try to do something.
Absolutely. Quick question from Jim Scale Customs. Manny, will you be doing basically brushable paint? Will you ever look into that, or is that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's already it's been in the works. That's one of the things I want to do. Well, it's one of the things we're doing already, but it's not. I'm not gonna release it right away. I want to add a little bit more of I wouldn't say a flattening agent, a self-leveling agent. So it goes on nice, but it levels out really smooth. Okay. So it's going to most probably be in that enamel family for brushing on. And you can spray it on too, but it's a 1K product. You don't need to add a hardener to it.
Okay. Oh, nice. That's
Well,
cool.
that's what I do with the old testers bottles. You remember how that stuff would take 10 years to dry?
Yeah.
What I'll do, especially for my Alclad paints, and maybe we can talk about those metallic type stuff afterwards, but Alclad really likes, especially the chrome, really likes a glossy black. I found that the Tester Square bottles is really a glossy black, but like I said, it takes forever for it to dry. So I mix it 50-50 with the Unicorn Tears, which is the the leveling thinner, and mix it 50-50 with that, spray it down, and it dries. Again, I put it in the dehydrator, but it dries pretty quick, and it gives you that really shiny gloss black, and the chrome that you put, the Alclad that you put over it really makes it pop really well. I've had good luck with it. But so you're saying that your stuff is going to be in that enamel line? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's gonna be like a synthetic enamel or an alk enamel. So it's a 1K. Once the solvents evaporate from it, what's left behind is the resin and the color, the pigment behind. So we've been playing around with that, and then I just gotta find the right mixture where it's not too much body and it doesn't kill the details. So it's like I'm just playing around with the solvent ratio right now.
Here is something that, as a businessman that Jim brought up that he's absolutely right about. And I'm not sure if you're familiar, but you remember the old Model Master paints?
Yeah, of course. I bought so much of that stuff to match all the colors. Well, I went and I bought a lot of old testers from the 50s, the 60s. What's the name of it? Patina?
But no,
it's like another version.
Pactra.
Pactra, thank you.
Thank you. And then I went. There's a hobby store here in when I go to Marco Island for vacation. There's an old hobby store in Naples, and they had a lot of Model Masters. And I bought one of everything that they had available. So I have a big collection of Model Master stuff to start copying it. And then one thing I'm entertaining is eventually going down into the Tamiya chemistry, because Tamiya is a solvent, but it's an alcohol. So alcohol lives between water and solvent, like it can go both ways. So it's not really hard.
Hey.
So So I'm looking at something like that, dude. No, but you know what? Perfect timing, bro. That was actually awesome. But I'm looking at something like that to eventually make something in an alcohol-based system too.
John Heenan asked the question, what's that car behind you?
This is a 1950 Packard Catalina.
Wow.
One of my personal cars.
Cool. I was looking at that roof line and I was thinking it was like a 53 or 4 Chevy, but it's a Packard. That's
same. A Pontiac, not Packard. I said it's a Pontiac.
Oh, okay.
How do I switch the camera around? Hold on, let me see if I can. Nope. The camera. Oh, front facing camera.
Front facing. There you
go. Oh, all right. Yeah, it's a 50.
Look at that.
It's a 50 Pontiac.
Oh, that thing is beautiful.
That is beautiful. Wow. Very, very cool.
Not bad.
I have 3 cars.
Is that one that you built or one that you bought?
Yeah.
Is that something you did?
No. I bought it and then I ended up doing some things to it, and we're right now going to redo it again. We're going to end up taking the car apart, putting airbags on it, wet sand, re-clear the car, re-chrome all it, because these are all original bumpers. So this car's only been resprayed once. It was resprayed 9 years ago.
Oh,
and then we redid the interior.
Nice, very nice. So cool.
It's weird because the way the camera's tricking. But yeah, it shares the same body lines as a Chevy. Yeah, the only difference I went with a Pontiac was everybody has a Chevy. Yeah. So I love the lines, and in this year, this model, the Catalina, is if the salesmen had the business coupes, right? Yeah. The Pontiac was the sales manager. This was the most chrome you can get in that era.
Man, that is cool.
That is very nice. Very nice.
Oh yeah. So I have this car. I own. Let me see if I can change this around. I also own a '68 1968 Chevrolet Caprice. So it's just like a 68 Impala. The roof line is different. On a Caprice, it doesn't have the fastback roof line. It's the sedan.
Mm-hmm.
So they call it a turtle roof.
Yep.
You see a lot of muscle cars. A lot of guys put those for drag cars. They're great cars. I love the lines. It's like long. It can be. You can just drop it, and it just looks like just sitting there. It just looks like it's moving. So it has really, really nice lines. And that's the one I need to finish painting. I have it partially painted.
Nice.
And then I also have a 1964 C10, the pickup truck, Chevrolet, long bed, fleet slide. That one's air. That's on air suspension, completely dropped already.
Nice.
So that one I have to paint too. And then over the years, I've had a bunch of stuff, but that's currently what I have right now. This is my little daily driver because I like this car. I just don't drive it in the summer because it's so hot.
Yeah. That's funny. That's just the opposite for us. Up here in New Hampshire, I don't drive. I mean, I can only drive stuff that I care about like 3 months a year.
Otherwise, it's got to be locked up.
Oh, you got to go? Oh, hey, guys, I got to run. My wife and me. Listen, thank you so much. I'm so sorry. She just caught all my attention.
Understood. Like, that's fine. That's fine. We totally understand. We definitely, and I'll reach out to you again, Manny. We'd love to get you
of course. My pleasure.
We'd love to get you on the podcast or come back here or whatever we can do to make it happen, man. We definitely appreciate you hanging out with us, man.
Anytime you want to shoot ideas back and forth on colors and undercoats and all that shit, don't hesitate to shoot me a message. I like to play.
I mean, listen, do me a favor. I have a Facebook. I'm sure you guys are on Facebook.
Yep.
It's Manny Martinez. And Mike has my Facebook. Send me a message so we can link up after this.
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
Guys, have a great Sunday. Thank you so much. Sorry I'm cutting it short. I forgot I had other plans and my wife.
It happens. It happens, my brother. Thank you again for stopping by. Thanks for the information, and we'll look forward to next time.
Yes, sir.
Mike, thank you again. Thanks for inviting me, guys. Have a great one.
You too.
Yep.
Take care. Bye.
Just hit the red hang up, like the phone that says hang up. You click on your screen. I know it happens. There it goes. It happens every time. If he doesn't, I can get him off of here though.
I was gonna say I can get him off here.
Move from the stage.
There he goes. Okay.
He's gonna be behind the scenes, but that'll be fine. I did that the first 5 times I went online too. Like you don't click that red button, you're not off.
Yeah.
Great guy, man. I got to spend some time with him yesterday and really enjoyed hanging out. Very informative, but just a really down to earth, nice guy that is genuinely not trying to rape the hobby. I mean, you know what I mean? He's not trying to step on anybody's toes. He'd like to fill in some gaps and offer some products. His money, he said it, his money is in his one-to-one stuff, but he enjoys the hobby and wants to be able to bring us something new. So this what a great guy,
Yeah, absolutely.
Maiden Dade, baby. When you listen to his little reels and stuff that he does, he always ends them with Maiden Dade, baby. Dade County, Florida.
Huh.
He's from the high.
It'd be pretty cool to see see a video of him doing a spray out with the pineapple lollipop over brown.
Hell yeah! and you know what he's going to say. He's going to I talked to this Justin dude, and on the show, and I want to see. I like this color, because he will. He will.
I actually the other day they had a post, Tropical Glitz, that they were hiring for I can't remember exactly what it was, but I was like, look, I can't relocate, but if you have any plans on getting anything going up here in the Philly area, or you want someone to work from home,
I can hook you up. Yeah, I was going to bring it up later on, but I'm hoping. I've got some friends that live down that way that I haven't seen in a long time. And I'm like, I need to set something up where I'm coming by and checking out that shop. But he said he hadn't quite got it ready yet anyway. So maybe I'll give him some time to get it set up. Maybe do a video from there. That'd be pretty cool. John wants to know what you're working on, Jason.
Let's see. Doing the polish on the Dave Strickler altered wheelbase. So just did the 3-stage polish on it. I got the Lana rally car is decaled and cleared and ready to go. And I've got this little nobody's seen yet project that I'm working on.
Ooh, is that a Jetta?
It's a Volkswagen Rabbit.
Rabbit, okay.
Yeah. So I got a few things going on. You must be working on your Pacer, I would assume.
I am. I was going to follow up. Still working on it. Got it smoothed out enough, and I'll go ahead and make big in me. And got it smoothed out enough to where everything is starting to look like it's got no pimples and waves and stuff in it.
Nice.
But I keep hitting it with the primer and sanding it down, hit it with the primer, sand it down. But I really feel like I'm getting very, very close to being able to actually put primer down and just scuff it. Hopefully that'll be the case. We'll see what happens. But
well, you got your primer filler going. You're hoping to get the primer sealer.
Thank you. I did have to, because I took the body line out that runs right through the middle of the car. It had a big old, even on the factory one, it had a big old plastic garbage looking thing. I took it out, and unfortunately along the way, it cost me a little bit of my door handle. So I it did on one side, and it's my own fault. You can see, where it's sanded there. So I took the detail off of the outside on both sides, and that little square. I'm going to go ahead and fill that little square in.
Sounds like a good reason to shave the door handles.
Handles.
With all the work you're doing on that car, wouldn't they be shaved anyway?
I would think so. Yeah, I would think
there
so.
you go.
I would definitely.
I mean, worst case scenario, Iceman does sell a whole set of 3D printed handles.
Yeah, I could do that, but
if you really wanted handles on the sucker,
I already rubbed out the door locks, the keyhole that was behind them. That's actually on the B pillar on these cars. You got the door handle is here, but back here is where the actual key lock was.
Interesting.
And I removed that on both sides anyway, so I might as well go ahead and fill that little square in and call it done. There's my good friend Tim Casper. How you feeling, buddy? Oh, poor Tim. He's been down with the pneumonia.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He's got ammonia?
Yeah, he's been sick.
Hope you're feeling better, Tim.
Tim, I don't know if you were in here earlier, but we had Manny in from Tropical Glitz hanging out with us. I tell you that because Tim is the one, he makes paint as well. In fact, he made the paint that's going on this thing.
Nice. So we didn't really have a chance to touch on it earlier. We're missing a couple of people, but I wanted to say that I think it's going to be an extended absence for Tim Ryan. He's got some stuff going on, and we're hoping he comes back in a few weeks or whatever. But he needs a break. So unfortunately, those of you that were liked seeing Tim here, which I'm sure everybody did, but those that really liked seeing Tim here, unfortunately, it's not going to be so for a little while anyway.
Well, we hope everything's going good for him, and he gets, he touched on it, told us that he's just got a lot going on right now.
Yeah,
his dad's sick, and he's got some stuff going on. So we're just going to pray for him, and like I told him, the door is always open. He's more than welcome, and we'll miss him while he's gone. But Jody, on the other hand, he don't have no excuse. We're going to bust his balls. That whole teacher doing his job thing.
I know, right?
Right?
There's a reason why we call him Professor Jody.
Yeah, right? That's no excuse.
I mean, he could have the live going while he's in class, right?
Right. Listen, as a professor and a shaper of young minds, he could put us up there, like back in the day when they'd roll the TV into the classroom. This could be a what not to grow up to be thing, right?
The AZ club comes in.
Right. Of all the things you can do in your life, don't let this happen to you. You'll get that on them big jobs. That's funny.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll see BG back next week. That'd be nice.
Yeah, he definitely has a legitimate reason for not being here. Jason Rothgaff says, Tamiya Products gray primer for opacity, which I believe is to be able to see through. White primer to brighten the tone. Opacity, is that word? Thank you.
Correct.
To brighten the tone, Tamiya gloss white, and then Tamiya clear. Everything was going fine until the heavy clear coat, and then it developed a pink. Oh, no.
Yeah, that was a question for Justin, I think.
Was it? Let's put it up there. Justin, we'll put it up there.
Big in the question.
I am big in the question.
White, Tamiya clear. Developed a pink. Interesting.
Yeah, let me scroll back because I thought he said.
Usually with clear, a heavy coat of clear will yellow things.
Yeah, hold on. Let's take that comment down because I found the one that he actually.
All right, I'll pull the comment.
Yeah, he it was up here. Bam. And then I think the second comment we just had up was the second part of that.
And that's why, I'm going to say that heavy coat of clear probably reduced the opacity in some way of all those other coats. I would let that clear coat cure, scuff it all down with like 3000 grit, use the clear coat itself as a primer sealer, and then go back in with your white.
Okay, I see what you're saying there. Use that to keep from bleeding. So it won't bleed through that clear coat.
It shouldn't.
Sand it down to where you don't have so many layers. Put another layer on top of the white, and then clear coat it again. That's a great idea. I wouldn't have thought of that.
I did that way back in the day when I was painting cars. I had an issue of this repair that I was doing. Soon as I went to clear coat up the C pillar, or actually it was a minivan, so it was the D pillar, the paint just lifted and went crazy. It was ridiculous. And everything, even primer, was causing the paint on the car to do this, which was unheard of. I've never seen that before in my life. And, I'd bake it. I'd let it sit for a day. I'd go back in. I'd prep it. Soon as any kind of solvent touched it, it went nuts. It lifted, wrinkled up like it was soaking in purple power. And what I ended up doing was at the shop we were using RM Diamond, which is BASF paint. They had what basically it was called Turbo Clear. It was a clear coat with only a hardener, no solvent in it whatsoever. And I said to the guy who was painting for 20 plus years, I said, well, what do you think of this idea? I'll put this clear down over the whole thing and then sand that with the 1000 grit and use that as a blocker. And he's like, you can't do that. That ain't going to work. Well, guess what? It worked. It worked well. So sometimes that clear coat can actually be used as a primer itself.
That makes perfect sense. I mean, I'm no paint guy, but when you were saying it, I was like, okay, I see where he's going. Yep. But Jason did say too late. He painted it black, and he definitely he'll know that for the future. But he painted it black. Said to heck with it and painted it black.
Yeah, right.
Ain't no bleed through coming through the black.
Sometimes when you get that red plastic, get yourself some Tamiya flat clear or Mr. Super Clear flat, and put a couple of coats of the flat clear down over the plastic. Right as you start, right after you clean all the mold release off of it.
That was sarcasm. I recognize that.
Extreme sarcasm.
I recognize
that. But yeah, as soon as you're getting that thing ready to spray, like if you sand it flat, sand it smooth, get all seam lines and all that stuff out of it, your first coat of primer should be a flat clear. And then that should help prevent bleed through.
Makes perfect sense because ain't nothing coming through that clear. That locks everything down.
Exactly.
Same reason we use it. Well, not the only reason, but same part of the same reason why. Well, it's definitely why we use a clear type stuff on Alclad, because Alclad being alcohol based or because it comes off the chrome will come off if you touch it. Molotov same way. Exactly. So you put the clear over it and you're not actually touching the paint. So it's the glass that you're looking at the paint through.
Yep, precisely. Now, speaking of Alclad and Molotov chrome, did you guys see the reel that I shared from Post Airbrush?
I don't think so.
They are going to be releasing a 2K chrome, which is supposed to be super duper durable. And I'm interested to see how this works. Because any other chrome, you try to clear coat over it, it kills the chrome right away.
It does. It dulls it down.
No matter what kind of clear you use on it, whether you're using freaking Windex or not Windex, Future Floor Polish, rattle cane clear, like it kills the chrome. You can't tape on it. You can't touch that shit, even after it's sat for months. But this is supposedly an activated, hardened chrome. So I've actually messaged them and said this is actually really interesting for the scale model hobby because a good chrome paint does not exist, and I'd be interested to see how durable this stuff is.
That'd be cool to see. There's a product, Mira. I think it's called Mira, but it's like $60 or $70 a bottle for 2 ounces.
Yeah,
so they say that stuff's amazing, but Jesus Christmas, how much? $70 a bottle for 2 ounces?
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I'm spending.
You thought that the Revell Chrome for $30 a can was a lot.
Yeah, right.
It was. It is a lot.
It is. Still is. Not was. It still is. I looked at him yesterday, and I'm like, I'm not paying that money for that chrome. I'm not doing it.
I have to say, though, it is good. It is good.
It is. Yes, quality for sure. Goodness. TJ says that he saw that reel that you're talking about, Jason. And he's going to let Barbados Rex test it first.
Fuck that guy.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, I heard he's got a new shipment of spoons in.
Well, you hold a fucking grudge, don't you?
I hate that fucking guy.
You're just jealous because he's not spooning with you.
No, the fuck I'm not.
Don't worry, Justin's got Riv to spoon with.
Oh, that's right. Shit. I forgot about that.
Guys, I just ate.
Don't make me see it. Manny just texted again, apologizing for having to leave early. I'm like, dude, we appreciate the time that you did share with us.
Right, absolutely.
Well, again, talking to him, he yesterday, he's got some great ideas for products for the hobby, which is to me, I think is awesome.
Well, if he's going to come out with all of that hobby related, like rattle cans and all that stuff, that's fantastic. Is we're losing some of these manufacturers that the manufacturers that produce the good stuff anyway.
Right. And I think the 300, what do you call it? 300 mil, isn't that the same size as the to me a primer cans? Is that I think the taller, skinnier can?
Let me look.
Talking the rattle cans?
Yeah.
Let me look.
A Mr. Servicer 1000 is 170 milliliters.
So this is 180 milliliters. That's a Tamiya spray can.
Maybe so maybe he said 300 mils is the big can.
Yeah,
and he was coming out with a 200 mil.
I think that's
exactly
what it was. Yeah.
He
said it was a little bit bigger than the Tamiya cans.
Right.
So that would make sense.
And you get that would eliminate both, right? You can still do your rattle can thing because it's super easy, and you don't have to buy one that's going to flood the model or one that you got to paint every model in your stash the same color because you bought 10 gallons of it, right?
Right. Oh, don't get me started on that. I was actually going to make a joke about that, about his when he mentioned the ready to sprays are all when you get the painting thing down, you can use maybe half an ounce and you got 2 ounces and now you got all this extra paint. I was gonna sarcastically bring up the Rust-Oleum guys.
Well, we're going to have everything Ford blue for the next 2 years, but
well, it's a good thing you didn't, because I would have had to have booted you out of this chat room.
Nice.
You want to send? Hey, seeing we're 2 wheels short for the last half an hour. You want to send TJ a link?
Yeah, I can do that. Hang on just a second. How do I? Okay, I can do it this way. I think I can get to him from here. Messenger. Reload page. Page is not available. What do you mean page is not available? All right.
Can you not? Let me see if I can.
Hey, I got him.
Okay.
It just kept telling me that it wasn't available. Now I got to look up TJ. TJ Ronas. Boom. Boom, boom. Paste. There you go. TJ, you have the link, my brother. Come on in. Boom.
Okay.
Boom. Boom. Beach message the Sunday crew. Whoops. BG said he was tuning in and watching when he can. Unfortunately, like I said, he's got family stuff. He can't make it now.
Yeah, he's out in California right now, I believe.
Yes, he is. TJ, welcome to the show, my brother.
Hello, guys. How y'all doing
Oh
today?
shit! There goes the planet.
Hey, that was really kind of awesome.
We just watched that movie last night, actually.
Which one?
Spaceballs.
Oh yeah, that's right. I saw that. I don't think I've ever watched that movie.
Oh,
not
that movie.
the whole thing. My little brother saw it when it came out in theaters, but I don't remember ever watching the whole movie.
Oh, that movie's hilarious.
I mean, I know certain lines that everybody knows.
Exactly.
All right.
Like that Pinto's really coming along well.
If it was a Pinto.
Oh yeah, what is it?
It's a Pacer.
Oh yeah, that's right. Pinto, Pacer.
Same difference. Yeah, except the Pinto's a little cooler.
Potato, tomato,
Wow, nothing. He's probably not even listening to me now.
I am listening to you now. I'm trying not to lose my cool.
Justin, I missed it. What are you working on?
Oh, we never actually talked about it.
We did a little bit.
That must be
Barely, yeah. I am working on the Iceman Collections Ford truck group build thing. It's going to be a 54 F100.
Nice.
In pineapple lollipop gold.
I did hear that.
Yep.
Yeah, Mikey, what are you working on? I already talked about what I'm working on.
I touched on mine a little bit. I'm working on the Pacer.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of primer down and sanded off, looking for the blemishes. But I'm getting pretty close to where I think that I've got it to where I can, to quote Justin, stop using my filler primer and start using my finish primer and get it ready for color. I'm going to give if Tim Casper, if you're still on here, what would be the best base coat for this orange, bud? I'm thinking silver, but you tell me. I think that's why you gave me a bottle of silver, but I want to confirm that before I start spraying.
Is it a candy orange?
It's not really a candy orange, but it's still pretty thin, right? I want the base coat to make it pop and make it bright as possible.
I would go with either orange. I would go with either white or silver. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to do the white primer. Once I get all this stuff taken care of, it's going to have a white primer base, and then put the silver over that if I use silver. Yep, Tim said silver, yes. All right. I think that's why he gave me a base coat to go with it. It's a pretty metallic-y silver. It's actually a pretty color all by itself.
Nice.
But I'm definitely going to need more of it, Tim. When you get done being pneumoniaized, I'm going to have to come back down here and throw you some pennies because I told the story, but half of your product is now on my Tamiya wall and on a Columbia shirt that's in the trash.
No good.
Oh, look at there. Rob Altus says he's working on his Blue Ox Street Machine group build. He was inspired to put everything else he was working on aside.
Nice. That's cool. Thank you, Rob.
And apparently, the Saturday Night Short Track group build does not end June 1st.
No. I messaged Mikey, and I was like, see, when I tell you nothing in the noggin, don't listen to everything I say, I mean it.
So, needless to say, it's going to the end of next month, or the end of this month. Because I thought for sure it was June 1st, too. I'll be honest with you. I thought it was June 1st.
July 1st. July.
Well, that gives us some more time to get some stuff ready then. That's awesome.
That's all. That's all.
And give some of the guys that are getting close an opportunity to get finished before the deadline. But even at that, it's just like the Street Machine group build. If you don't get done on the deadline, no biggie. Send us pictures afterward.
Deadlines are merely suggestions in my book.
Right? Thank you, Tim. Tim says he's got me covered. I'm just hoping I don't have to drop this thing off at the Purple Pond 10 times before I get it where I want it. That poor dart got stripped so many times, I don't think it even wore underwear anymore.
Okay.
And it's funny because I think it's because the class that dart's in compared to the class that the 67 Charger's in, that Charger does decent everywhere it goes. It did bring me back a first place. Yeah. It did bring me back a first place down there. But the dart was, I guess it's because of the category that it's in, you know, the drag racing thing. There's a lot of drag racing cars. It doesn't get noticed near as much as that old 67 Charger. And I know it's a better build, but compared to what's out there on the table, I guess it's not up to par. But the modified took second, which I was stoked about that because the one it took second to could have been a Clay Kemp build. I mean, that car was done really well.
Nice.
Had the tires off of it and on jack stands and, you know, really showing off the details in the build. So I was okay with taking second place to that.
There you go.
Our good friend Terry at STS gave me the excellence in the application. So they do this thing where you put a little magnet, you go up to their booth, they give you this little magnet, it says STS, and you put it next to your build. It lets them know that the decals that are on it are STS decals.
Yeah.
And they will, they go through and they, you know, Terry will look at the ones and make a decision on which one he thinks is best with his decals on it. And he gave me that excellence in application. So I won that hands down. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And Terry works really close with Manny. He sells a lot of his products through their website and at the shows.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to pick up some of his stuff. I have to at this point, right?
Well, you don't have to, but I would if I were you, and as big of a Rattle Can fan that you are.
Yeah, no
I
kidding.
mean, Manny's
Yeah.
a friend, so I'm sure when he starts coming out with this stuff, he's going to let us know, hey, the product's available.
Yeah.
And we'll get some and definitely check it out. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. It came out very well. I'm super happy with it, and it'll look good on my brother's trophy shelf when he finally ends up with it. Kind of a niche. That one's in a kind of a niche category too, though. Really, there's not many out there like it. Probably because if you want to make it look the way mine did, and I'm not trying to brag, but you want to make it look the way I made mine look, that's a lot of freaking work.
Yeah, right.
A lot of work.
Yeah, months worth of work.
Right, disassembling a 3D kit and trying to get it, to go back together and be able to detail it up. Like I said, I ain't bragging, but I'm just saying that was a lot of damn work. If it was offered in true kit form, there'd probably be a lot more of them.
Yeah.
Oh, John, I am working on the AMT International Scout 2, and I'm making some modifications to it to look like the one my dad owned in 1976. So I have chopped off the top because his was the convertible. It required me to do some repair work at the top of the windshield frame. I'm not opening the doors, but I have cut out the interior door panels so that I could detail them a little better, and then they'll get glued back in. And the kit engine sucks. And I've been really spoiled by 3D printed stuff. So nobody prints a Harvester V8, the 345, but Joe over at Big Sky Model Ranch or Model Shop, he suggested getting a big block Ford, and that's what I did, and it's actually working out pretty good. I got this from MCV Products. It is the what did I do with it? The 460 Ford with a C6 transmission, and I've modified it slightly. I just finished putting a remote oil filter on it. And what else have I done to this? Oh, the valve covers. So because it's not a Ford now, I took the valve covers out of the kit, used some very thin aluminum foil and made a mold out of those because they say international on them. And then I used my UV resin to fill that mold and cure it, and then sanded off the Ford that was on those 3D printed valve covers, and then glued that UV resin piece to it. So it now has that international relief on the top.
Nice.
Yeah. Pretty happy with it so far. So that is what I'm working on. And then another thing I've had to do here on the interior, this center tunnel on the kit is way oversized for scale. It's not that wide. I'm going to just leave that the way it is. But another thing was they had this, for lack of a better term, a hump where the manual shifter was, but it does not have that on the real thing. It's a flat plate there that the shifter is in. There's not a separate hump for it.
Okay.
So I've got the manual shifter would be here where I've got this white patch, and then the 4-wheel drive shift is here to the right.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Then I'm still gonna have to scratch build the framework for the convertible top. I'm debating whether or not I'm going to try to make the actual convertible top or just have the framework there without the canvas on it. That may be what I end up doing in the end.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to experiment a little bit and see how hard it is to make that convertible top. But I'll definitely have to make the framework for it. So that's what I'm working on.
Sorry, fellas, had to go shake the dew off the lily. Isn't that what they said in the Six Pack movie? He had to go shake the dew off his lily.
Too much information, Mike.
Really going back there, buddy. I don't know if that's what.
That's what he said, because it was the kid that did all the cussing, and he was at the racetrack when they're at NASCAR. But the only reason I thought of that is they just came out with a 3D printed version of that Camaro. The Brewster Baker.
Did they really?
They did.
Nice.
They did, and it's going to be a clunky file, much like the modified was, but
yeah,
I think it could be something that could be done up and made to look really good.
Who's doing that one, Iceman?
No, I think it's one of the. There's a guy that does a lot of those. The guy that did my 3D printed, 3D modified.
I know exactly who you're talking about, but you think I could remember the name of the?
Yeah, I can't either. No. I think he's even done some of the stuff that Matthew is making.
Mm-hmm.
Like the sprint car and like that. Well, I'm pretty sure it's the same guy that does that late model that Matthew prints.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you chuckling at over there?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't chuckle.
He belly laughs.
I lost my chuckle in the divorce.
Yeah, what does Santa do? He does something. His belly shakes like a bowl full of jelly or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
A guttural laugh.
A guttural laugh.
Jason, check your text messages.
No.
No. Okay, then don't.
Don't tell him how to live his life.
Then don't. Never mind.
Jesus.
All right, forget it.
Never mind. My bad.
Oh, you're right. My friend Dan messaged me.
Dan the man. Well, Chester said he sent me an email with some pictures in it. I got to go check it out after the show.
Oh, that reminds me. I sent all the podcast guys we got 3 emails this week.
I saw it.
Sent them over to you.
I already started practicing reading them so that next time we record. I'm just kidding. I didn't.
We know you're just kidding. We call it lying, but we know you're just kidding.
It's funny. So did my ex-wife.
Right?
Oh. Okay. So, Mikey.
Yes.
Check your text messages.
I did.
Let's see.
Oh, but I ain't lying about that sanding thing. And if I didn't like it before, I definitely hate it after this page.
I absolutely love sanding and polishing. Like I said, it relaxes me.
I don't know about the polishing. I don't do that.
I get in here and I get music going normally or something like that, and I just polish away.
I normally don't mind doing decals, but I've been working on that F4 Phantom, and the aftermarket decals I got for it were fantastic, but the Hasegawa decals in it suck.
Yeah.
They kept breaking and floating off in the water, and there's a few things I'm going to end up having to mask and paint myself, which I didn't really want to do that, but oh well.
And on top of that, with a F4 Phantom, there's like 63,000 decals that need to get put on.
Well, normally that would be true. This particular one doesn't have that many because it's not a Navy jet for one.
Okay.
And it has more of the subdued paint markings on it. So not nearly as bad as it could have been.
Talking about military stuff and paint, that because we had Manny on earlier. I was talking to him yesterday about if he ever thought about getting into the military paint stuff, and he was like, hell no.
Yeah.
He's like, you got blue from November till September, and then you got the different blue from it's like, whatever the hell. He's like, ain't no way. He says, that market's already covered. I don't need to mess with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how many different olive drabs are there?
A lot.
Yeah.
like each nation has their own version of olive drab.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'll tell you what, though, on the F4, I'd never used it before, but I bought some MRP paints, Mr. Paint. Love that stuff. Man, that went down good. So if you're into military stuff and you need military colors, I highly recommend the MRP paints.
Oh, nice.
They sprayed really, really well.
If they're part of that Mr. line, are they going to be ending up going away like the other ones?
They're not. They're a totally different company.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the deal is with the Mr. Hobby stuff. There's something about formulation, or there's something they're struggling to get the stuff in the country, I believe is what's happening.
Well, a lot of it, I think, is the
tariffs.
Federal government requirements on freaking VOCs and shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
What was going on in Canada and Tamiya?
Right.
Yeah. I was talking to Brian Connell, and he's like, dude, no sign of any of that shit. And I'm like, yeah, it figures. I get used to something that I like, and they take it away from me. So,
well, we have a connection that said that he can still get as much in any color that we want. It's not cheaper. It's going to be the same price, but we can still get it.
Who's that?
I have to tell you secretly.
Jason Texter, check your text.
Well, you shouldn't have said anything at all, Mike.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you talking about, dude?
I would say, but I don't know if he wants the whole world to know.
Right.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, he probably just doesn't want the whole world to know that he knows you.
that's
probably
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Says the guy that messaged me, dude, how you gonna let the jerky boy beat on you like that? Are you all right?
No, you know what? It wasn't so much the jerky boy. I was actually concerned with you because you were putting yourself down so much.
Yeah.
Well, that's how you take
you actually had me worried about your mental health.
That's how you take the bullets out of Riv's gun.
Well,
yeah.
And it was fun, I was starting to get a little worried about you for real.
Yeah,
that's a little too much, man. You gotta.
Well, it's funny that you guys say that, but that's just Riv. He's not. I mean,
no, I know.
He legitimately loves you, Mikey. Because when the rest of us tried to get you tossed off the podcast, he was like, "Nope."
Jesus Christ.
No, my dad when I talk to him, if he's not picking on you, he doesn't like it.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's it.
And yes, TJ, Heather is coming to Acme with us.
Yay!
With me, whatever.
Yeah, you guys I don't know, those videos you guys have been doing together. They're just fun to watch.
They are awesome. They are. I love them.
I appreciate that.
She's definitely better to look at and more entertaining.
100%. Yep. 100%.
Now, if I could just find me a girl that likes to do hobby stuff with me.
See, I don't know, dude. I don't know if I want.
I know where you're going to go with that.
Right? Maybe come to the shows with me.
Yeah.
And hang out for a little while, but no, I don't want you next to me on the bench. No.
Well, I mean, I don't know. If I got along with her as well as Jason and Heather do, then it wouldn't be that bad.
That's you and I are not in that kind of a boat, my friend.
So I'm going to throw a movie reference out
since
there.
When did I get in a boat with you?
Right? Yeah. You and I don't have that kind of luck.
That was a bad move, TJ.
We don't have that kind of luck, my brother, is what I'm trying to say. And what's the movie quote, Justin?
My movie reference is what I'm looking for. What I want is I'm looking for the obviously female version of my Banky Edwards, the Banky Edwards to my Holden McNeil from Chasing Amy.
Yeah, none of us are Rob Ribb.
Right.
Yeah.
Crickets.
I think that went over everybody's head.
Yeah, my guess is yes. But I mean, Chasing Amy, that's one of the Kevin Smith movies. There's a good chance that people got into those. You know, Mallrats, Clerks, whatnot.
Oh,
okay.
I've heard of them, never watched them.
All right. So basically, the premise of the movie Chasing Amy is Ben Affleck and Jason Lee are comic book creators. You know, there's a whole joking line about Jason Lee just being a tracer, and look it up, it's funny. But and Banky Edwards is the Holden McNeil is the artist, and Banky is the inker. He adds depth and dimension. And one of the scenes early on in the movie is the two of them. They have their easels, their drawing tables back to back, and they're just sitting there chit chatting about the comic book that they're making. Like the one guy's like, "Hey, I really like what you did here. This is one of your best light posts I've ever seen." And he's like, "Yeah, I modeled it after the one over on blah blah blah." You know, like that's the kind of shit that I want. I want to have someone sitting there right at the bench next to me talking color theory in the same fucking way. You know,
good luck.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know.
You might have to.
If Rob Riv ever gets divorced, you can start dating him, man.
Yeah, you guys already snuggle.
I couldn't fucking take that. Holy shit. And of course, that goes along with the peace. Peace has to be heavily involved. You know, that's one of the big things that that I left behind was lack of peace and
never mind.
Lack of respect. Yeah, there was a big respect issue there that I left behind. Accountability is big.
That is a big one.
Unfortunately, I'm dealing with some of that myself.
Yeah, Mikey, but you weren't married to it, right?
No.
He's pretty adamant about that.
That will, I won't say never happen again, but that wasn't no.
Not high on the priority list.
Not high on the priority list. Listen, what do they say? 3 strikes and you're out. What happened? I've already got 2 strikes.
Yeah.
It turns out that my wife picker is broken.
Yeah. It happens, dude.
It does. It does. I love seeing guys like Jason, you know, with his amazing marriage, and it's so cool to see how they work together. And I'm not jealous of it, but I kind of envy it a little bit, you know. But at the same time, apparently I'm not worthy.
Dude, well, what you're not realizing is that I also went through a decade of torture before.
I knew that, but I wasn't going to share that. You can share that because it's your torture, but I wasn't going to share that.
Yeah, I've been divorced for 28 years and never remarried, so that tells you how I feel about it.
I'm not quite 28. What am I now? I got married in 13 and got divorced 02. So I'm probably 21 years into it.
Mikey doesn't even know how old he.
I was born in 71, damn it. I'm 55.
Yeah, I was dating, or thought I was dating, a woman for the last year and a half. She was a widow, and I knew her before she lost her husband. I knew him, didn't really know him well, but I kind of felt like it was too soon after he passed away, and I was right. She's still very much.
She was looking to fill a quiet
fill a
spot.
void. Yep. So we're still great friends, and we always will be that. But as you see, I'm not spending my weekend with her today. So
Yeah.
The dating scene is brutal. It's especially at our age. It's brutal. It's absolutely brutal.
Well, she and I were out at the beach last Sunday getting some sun, and just. And I asked her. I said, "What are you thinking?" She quite literally said, "I was thinking about getting you a dating profile on one of the." I'm like, no. I'm too old fashioned for that. I'd rather.
So I can tell you that those dating things, those dating sites, are a bunch of horse shit for us men. We have to pay to see any matches.
Oh,
women do not.
No, really.
You have to pay. Everyone's like, "Oh, go on Tinder and get yourself some blah blah blah." Like, you got to pay, and it's like $20 a fucking week to see your matches.
That ain't gonna happen.
I was like, I might as well just go out and get a hooker if that's all I'm going on Tinder for. It's cheaper.
Hey, it is cheaper in the long run. I mean, even if you have to go to the doctor twice a year afterward, it's still cheaper.
Right? I got health insurance.
So you get good health insurance?
I like what Dale said. He said, "I have a cat now. The happiest I've ever been."
Absolutely.
Yeah. I wish I had mine. I haven't had a cat since I was divorced. Just too many years of not being home enough to really care for one. And now my house is not childproof. So
yeah.
When I retire, I will have a minimum of 2 cats.
I have a different perspective, but I probably don't need to explain.
Well,
I think
I'm not a dog hater. I'm just not as attached to a dog as I am a cat.
I'm not talking about cats. I'm talking about dating.
Dating. Yeah. Well.
Yeah. No, Mikey, stop right there. You do not have to explain.
Yeah, cats and dating, kind of the same thing.
I say put yourself out there, have fun, take it at face value. If you find Mrs. Right, great. If you find Mrs. Right now, good for you.
Yeah.
That's a very polite way of putting that. Thank you.
I'm probably closer to finding Mrs. Right now than anything.
But you know what? As long as you're again, I'm going to leave it alone.
Yeah, settle down, Mikey.
Settle down.
I am. Listen, I got a girl right now. We're fighting like cat and dog, but I wouldn't trade her for the world. I may lose her in the end, but I wouldn't trade her.
So you put a marriage license involved.
No. Right now, would cut my head off given the opportunity, but I still think the world of her.
All right, we're approaching 6 minutes of 5 minutes.
We are. Yeah. Look at that.
Wow. This goes by way too quick.
Speedy go fast. Somebody said early on the best 2 hours on Sunday. I'm like, woohoo! Thank you.
Yeah, Brian Burwell's on Saturday night seems to go way too long, and this just doesn't seem to go to last long enough.
Yeah, there was we tried the happy medium. We put it out. Mikey and I put it out to the whole 3 hour deal. Do it for 3 instead of 2. But then it's like Sunday night. It's just a little too long.
It is
really.
It tends to drag. Yep.
It just because like I get off here at 6 o'clock. I'm gonna go eat dinner, go button up the rest of my chores, and get ready for the week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes, like today, I couldn't. I just barely got in here before it started. So 3 hours would be fun, but I don't know if it's sustainable.
Well,
I guess I'm just now that I have more free time again.
Right.
And I did spend. I bet I spent 12 hours up here yesterday in my room.
Yeah.
Well, we did that one time. We did the 3 hour thing, And part of it probably was people were used to 2 hours, and they just after about hour and 45 minutes, they just started logging off, right? We dropped from 60, 70, 80 people down to 30 people. So, and it may be because they're used to something, but
like Jason said, it's Sunday afternoon. You got to prepare for getting back to work the next day.
And they had their day scheduled for 2 hours, so I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it.
And listen, it's just like anything else. You leave them wanting more, they'll come back.
Exactly. Yeah, correct.
Jim, like we said, we've done it, and I just think that the 2 hour thing is. Jason and I both agree that the 2 hour thing is just enough, man. It doesn't drag on, and we get people coming back. Listen, I don't know if you guys know this or not, and I've said it privately. We consistently get more viewers on Sunday than any of the other lives that I see. Now, that doesn't mean we get the most out of all and that we're the best. I don't mean to imply any of that. But people know that we're here, and they come in, they hang out with us. 2 hours later, they know it's over. They can go do their dinner. They can go do whatever it is they're doing. And we love having everybody come in.
Exactly.
And for my modeling time, I actually really like being able to get on here with you guys. Otherwise, if I'm listening, then I want to comment, and I got to take my attention away from modeling, and I got to type and do all that. So, this way I can actually make my comments without having to do anything else.
Right. I feel you. And that's literally why Jason and I started this, was to hold our own feet to the fire, especially mine at the time, to get the first Saturday night short track group build done. I knew for nothing else, if I was here for 2 hours a week, that I would be working on it and get it done.
Yeah. Yep. It's a good deal.
It is a good deal. But we are down to 3 minutes. So first of all, I want to give a shout out to Manny in case he's still listening. I know he said he was driving, so maybe he's listening. I want to give a shout out to Manny. Thank you so much for coming on today and hanging out with us. And obviously our good friend TJ, thanks for being a sport, man, hanging in, coming in when you can. We appreciate
Thank
you
all for letting me join.
Absolutely. Well, we'll start with our guest, TJ. You got anything you want to plug, talk about, where you're going, what you're doing, what your YouTube is, and any of that?
Check out my YouTube, TJ's Modeling Bench. I'm not producing as many videos as I should be.
Hey, man,
Phantom is getting real close to being done. I will have a video up soon also on the Scout. And if anybody is going to IPMS Nationals this year, I will be there and hope to see you there too.
And where is that? Where's that?
It is in Fort Wayne, Indiana, August 5th through the 8th.
Yep. That's cool.
Fort Wayne is more or less where I grew up, so it's a homecoming for me.
Oh, that's very cool.
Who wants to go next?
I guess I can go next. You know where to find me because you found me here. Check out my Instagram. It's Blue Ox Model Shop. I'm trying to put more stuff there. I've linked my Facebooks and my Instagrams like Justin told me to do. So if I'm posting something on Instagram, it shows up on my Facebook anyway. But I don't have a lot of, I get a lot of friend requests on Facebook, and I'm not on Facebook that much. So if you've sent me a friend request in the last year and it's gone ignored, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's because I'm hardly on there. So, yeah, check out my Instagram, please.
Robert Setz said he'll be at Sets. He'll be at the IPMS Nets. Site says he'll be at the IPM Nets.
Oh, that is the not so funny bone. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Robert Seitz is a good friend of mine.
Yep.
And
great
Tim
guy.
and Jody's, and very nice guy. So
I've heard the name thrown around a few times. So
I got to meet him at NNL
look
East.
forward to meeting him.
Yep. So there you go, Robert. Go find at the Nats. Go find TJ. Say hi.
Justin, what you got going on, buddy?
Just the usual. Just the usual. Nothing crazy, nothing exciting. Find me Ryan's Random Model Works on the Facebook. That's one that's free to follow, quote unquote. Doesn't require a friend request to be submitted, but if you submit one to me alone, I'll take it. Why the hell not? And, just like Jason said, I try to be cognizant when I post in Ryan's Random Model Works to do it through the business suite so that it goes over to my Instagram as well. But I'm not always fastidious in doing that. So just the other day, I wrote out a whole friggin' post to post up in Ryan's Random Model Works. I'm like, hold on a second. I got to do this over there so it goes to multiple places. And I had to redo the whole friggin' thing. Yeah, fine. You know, you listen to us on the Modeling Insanity podcast, the Model Car Mania podcast, and right here every Sunday.
Absolutely. Again, I want to give an echo what the guys are saying. We appreciate you guys that come into the chat and hang out with us every week. We always have such a great turnout, and we are very, very thankful to have that. Same with me, the Scale Model Outlaw, same place you found me here. I'm on the YouTubes, the Facebook, and since we're talking about the Instagrams and all that, mine are tied together, but much like Justin, I got to figure out how to make it work and do it properly, because after I send the first one out, I'm not redoing it. So you'll probably see more of me on the Facebook. I do want to tell any of my members that are on my YouTube channel, I know I have not produced a video since like November of last year. I will be putting out a video this week on the Southland show that I was at this past Saturday. And I'm going to be, hear me as I say it now, I am going to be more diligent about putting out videos. My new job site, still same company, but the job site that I'm on now, I'm actually only working until 5 o'clock in the afternoon instead of 7 o'clock in the evening. So I'm actually going to have some more time to put some stuff together, and I look forward to getting back out there. The Pacer, as you guys have seen here on Sundays, is coming along. I've got the Acme or Bust thing that I'm doing on my channel, and it's time for an update. So we're going to do the Southland show, and then we're going to do an update on the Pacer. So as always, thank you, gentlemen, for coming in and hanging out. Thank you, Manny, if you're still listening. And thank you, chat, for hanging out. Y'all be good, be safe, be kind to each other. And as always, keep on modeling. We're out.
Peace
Yeah, hold on. I got to do the Jody thing.
Yeah, right. He'll be proud of you.
Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Night, everybody.